Hey there, everyone. Mike right here. Good to see you guys tonight. Just wanted to welcome everybody. We'll go ahead and get started, and real excited because going to go ahead and move into the next step of this funnel, which of course is for the Bartow bike event. But what like I said, I'm building these things out every week so that people can see how easy it is to build funnels. But secondly, I have been able to get a lot of funnels from people that I work with, and it makes when I was just getting started, ClickFunnels, while it's very simple to use, there is a steep learning curve. And when you can actually have funnels done for you, and then you're just making tweaks to them, that is so much less frustrating than actually trying to figure this out and build these things from scratch. Or get something that Russell's worked on, in some 30-minute webinar where, they just make it look pretty, but they don't actually put all the functionality in the background. So that was one of the reasons I started doing these, is because I found that it's really frustrating when somebody tells you you're going to get a funnel done for you, and then it's only about 20% done. So what I want to be able to do is to build out complete funnels so that all you got to do is click on it, download it, and it's operational. All you really got to do is then add in your emails and stuff like that. That has not been automated yet, so you've actually got to take and copy and paste them into the system that you use. We kind of use a combination of both the background ClickFunnels email system, but we also use ActiveCampaign a lot too. So maybe I'll get into that a little bit later about how we use ActiveCampaign for doing automated campaigns, as opposed to using the ClickFunnels email system, which we find is a little bit more, actually a lot more cumbersome than ActiveCampaign. But again, that's something I'll do in the future. But what I want to do is make sure that you guys, all you have to do is go to the student asset section. And of course, like I showed you here, it's just businessfueltools.com/student assets. Go in there. It's a free site I created. I've got a link to it in the comments. Click on it. It'll take you to the registration page. You just create yourself an account. Everything in there is going to be free for you to actually use. Not only am I going to be building out a funnel so you can actually see me do it, but then I'm also putting in some other funnels in there that I've used to generate lists and things of that nature, and make some additional sales. So you can actually download all those assets, use them for yourself. Basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to provide all the assets that somebody who's new or somebody that doesn't have a full-time developer or is a business owner that doesn't want to spend a crap load of money hiring people to do this stuff. I want to make it as easy as possible for you to go in and use these tools in your business. As a business owner, making my income full-time in online marketing since 1998. Yep, that's 3 years after the entire internet was created. I actually left my corporate newspaper job and got into the internet world. And then after the 2000 bubble burst, I actually went back to the newspaper industry, but was on the online side building an online newspaper for the Daytona Beach News Journal. And believe it or not, up in even in 2006 and 2007, for a small newspaper, I shouldn't say small, it was the 7th largest paper in the state of Florida, but we had 36,000 people that were reading it on a daily basis, which was about a third of our daily circulation in the paper. Of course, that was in 2007. But I left that in 2007, started my own marketing company and several other companies, my anchor business and that sort of thing, which we saw a lot of anchor systems over the last 11 years, done well over $1 million in sales just with online. And over the last 2 years, been using ClickFunnels full time for that too. So anyway, let me go ahead and dive into it. I'm sure you don't want to listen to me talk about what I'm doing in my business. Let's talk about what we can do in your business. So of course, last week on Tuesday, what we did is we created the opt-in page. And of course, in the opt-in page, again, all we're really trying to do is get people the information they're looking for, especially with the event. What date is the event? When does it start? And then, of course, we want to give, in this particular case, some recognition to the people that actually sponsor this. In this particular one that we did, Front Page Brewing, and then Road and Trail, which is, of course, a bicycle shop. And then, of course, let people know that there are event T-shirts, which anybody that's ever been on a bike ride before, organized bike ride, everybody loves the T-shirts. The rides are supported. There's a family ride. There's a 35-mile ride. And then, of course, there's a 65-mile ride, which, of course, I did. And then about every 20 miles, they actually provide what they call SAG stops, where they provide food and drink, and you can actually get off your bike and rest. And then, of course, the hardcore guys, they skip all that stuff. But then it's actually a lot of fun, because then after the event, they had a food truck, which was really cool. So, again, all that information below the fold right here is all the stuff that's ancillary. The most important thing, which is above the fold, is what is it? When is it? How do I get involved? And, of course, then they put in the email address. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to go into how do we actually get paid. And of course, when I showed this to the event director, compared to what they had, and if you saw the last couple emails I sent out for this webinar tonight, you can actually see that their previous website was confusing at best. But when I showed her what I had put together for her, she actually loved it. Trish actually loved what I've been able to put together. So now let's take it to the next step. And show you how we actually can build out the page where orders get taken. So the first thing, and I just grabbed just an order page, and this is, there's several different pages that you can select in ClickFunnels, where you can actually have all the information on one page and they click a button. But in split testing, what they found is that this type where all the information is in two different pages actually converts about 30% better. So that's why I like using these forms for everything that I sell. So basically, again, what we're going to do is we're just going to go up here. We're going to drag and drop a section so we can actually put in the headline of what the people are buying. And of course, let's make it look consistent. We're going with an all black theme. So we'll put it in a column, and we'll select a headline. And of course, this is going to be the Tour de Bartow. Go in here, and we can make the text bigger. Settings. Go up into the top row, tighten everything up. All right, so that's how we can make a real simple headline. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and save this and show you a really cool trick. So now let's go back to the opt-in page that we've already built out. So now, as you can see, we've already got this header up here that I just built. What you can actually do is once this is already built out on the first page, instead of going and rebuilding it on every single page, you can actually go over here, and the third option down is you can actually save that element. So if I click on that, then what I'm going to just do is label that Tour D2, and we'll call that the header. So now if I hit save, ClickFunnels is saving it. We'll save the page. Now we can go back over here, exit the opt-in page, and go into the payment page. Hit edit. And now we've already got this up here, but what I can actually do is go add a section, and instead of creating one, I can go over here to my sections, and boom, right there it is. You just take and drag and drop it. And now I don't have to mess with creating this all over again and figuring out what the font was. I now know exactly what the font was because it's the same one that was on the homepage. So I just want to show you that little trick. It saves you a ton of time when you're actually building these out. So next thing we're going to do, of course, we want to go ahead and in here and put in a element. So we'll go over here and select media. We'll select image. We'll hit the little gear. Go into the placeholder. And we'll search for the image that we used on the homepage. Click that. Select add. And now the picture's in there. So what I want to do now is I want to add another element, but I want to put it up here is where people are going to select what product they want. So what we're going to do, credit card, order summary. Is this it? I think that's what I want. Yep, there we go. That's the element I want. So what we'll do is going to slide that up there. Now, as you can see, you can't really read it. So what we probably want to do is just make this whole section with a background of white. So we can actually now see this element here. And what this will be is it'll actually show the products that are going to be available. Let me go ahead and save that. Then we'll exit out of it. So now how do we enter in the products that people are actually going to be able to select? So then we can come over here where we have products. And we click on products. And now we can actually add in the product that we want people to be able to select. So we just hit add product. I've already got this plugged into Stripe. It'll be a one-time payment. Or you can actually select a subscription or a payment plan. In this particular case, it's a one-time payment. And this is just the registration fees for the event. So what we're going to call this one will be the family ride. So I talked to Trish, and she told me that that's what they call the family ride. And that's just a little 10 or a 15-mile ride. It's really for the enjoyment of the people that are not hardcore bike riders. So then the entry fee is $30. And because this ends in 00, if it ended in like 97 or 95 or what have you, then it would display the $30 and then the point and then whatever the number was. But because of the way ClickFunnels is written, sometimes it doesn't do that. So then we can actually, down here where it says price display override, we can actually force it to display the format that we want. Then you can put in your shipping origin. In this particular case, we're not actually going to be shipping anything, but I just put in the information just because, but you don't have to if you don't actually have a physical product. Again, if it was a taxable product, like when we're selling an anchor system, if the buyer's in Florida and we're shipping from Florida where our manufacturing plant is, then we got to collect sales tax and then send that to the state of Florida, the Florida Department of Revenue, every 3 months. So ClickFunnels will actually collect that tax. But because this is a registration for an event, we don't actually have that situation. So family registration is going to be the name of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Control-C and highlight that. Go down here to billing description. And actually, this is going to be what appears on the customer's credit card as a charge. So probably want to put something on here like Tour de Tow family registration. So when they get their credit card bill, they'll have some idea of what that charge was for. So then in here, the product description, we put in the family registration. That it's only seen by you. It's not actually seen on the credit card form itself. So then if we were had a product that had like shirts or what have you that had different sizes, we can actually create product variations, but this doesn't have a product variation. So now once somebody makes a purchase, we want to be able to send them a fulfillment email. So we would actually toggle that on and we would actually fill out the email. I'm not going to do that right now just because I don't have one pre-written, but that's where you would put it. And then of course, you can put it, you can go submit next. And if you wanted to trigger a follow-up action, you can do that. I'm not going to set that up right now. And of course, here's shipping options. If it was a physical product, in the background of ClickFunnels, you can actually integrate with some automated shipping companies. Again, it doesn't apply in this situation, so we're just going to hit close. So now if we go back over here to products, now we've got one product. So in this particular case, we've actually got two more products. So I'm just going to go ahead and add those quickly. Again, Stripe is our payment processor. So this is the short ride, which is going to be the 30 miles. There we go. And the registration fee for this is $40. Not a taxable product. Go in here, put in the billing description, Tour de Tow, short ride, 30 miles. Tour de Tow. And again, we'll just go back up to the top for our description. And we hit next. And again, I'm already went through the other things. This is where we would also put in another email. If and of course, it's probably going to be the same email over and over, but you can put in different emails for the different products that they can select. So we're going to add one more, which is this is going to be the long ride. And this ride is the 63 miles. And the fee for this one is $45. Bring the shipping information again. Not a taxable product. Again, we'll go back up here. After you do this a couple times, you get quick at it. Tour de Tow. My keyboard. Tour de Tow, long ride, 63 miles. Save. And again, I'm not going to put in the email, the automated email. So now we have our three products, 1, 2, 3. And if we go back to overview, and again, this is where they would show up. So what do I do? Is I'm going to take this page that we've built. And then put that into a browser so it can actually show you what it would look like. So basically what it is Now you can see that we have 3 different options: the family ride, the short ride, and then the long ride. And then we'll go ahead and fill out the rest of this information. So now what we are going to do, go back into the editor, make it look a little bit better. So anyway, just doing the basics here. So now what we want to do is put in a little bit of explanation. And we go select your ride. And again, tighten this up just to make it look pretty. Save it. And refresh it over here. See if I can get it to refresh. Just going to take a while. So anyway, we've added that in here. And then we can put in some other miscellaneous information in here about the ride, that sort of thing. So obviously we don't have any shipping, so now we can actually go in and update the credit card form. So we can actually put in something like your info. It's not actually shipping anything. And then right down here where it says shipping, we can get rid of that. Maybe instead of your info, how about contact? There we go. Contact info. And now what we'll do is we'll hide step 1, show step 2, instead of info. Take that out and put it up here. There we go. That cleans it up a bit. So save again. And that is basically how, so now it says here, get my free book. We don't want that. Let's change the button. And I'm not a big fan of green buttons. I actually like big blue buttons or orange buttons. So in this particular case, I think I'm going to go with an orange button. We'll leave it blue for now. I don't feel like looking for an orange. Yeah, we got to change the actual button text. I'm going to take out the subtext. There we go. Make it as simple as possible. There we go. So now we've got the credit cards in here. Go to the next step. I think what I want to do is just put a little padding in the bottom. That should about do it. There we go. Clean it up a little bit. We'll save that again. All right. So one of the things, as we can see here, that because we've created a page, then we've created a URL that's not real friendly. So what we can do is go over here to publishing, and we can actually change the path. So maybe what we'll do is we'll change it to event. Change it to something a little friendlier, like order. Hyphen event registration. There we go. And now instead of having a non-friendly link, we can actually take that, which is friendlier. And because we can split test this, in other words, make changes, and then ClickFunnels will throw different amounts of traffic at each page, and then you want to see which one converts better, you have the ability to click the gear right here, and you can actually change the payment path so that it looks friendly to the outside world as opposed to just being automatically generated. It's just one of the things that I like to take a look at because in today's day and age, everybody looks at everything, especially in the URLs. And again, maybe it's just a detail thing that I like. So now, as we can see, we've got an update. And we can see that we now have the order page all set. It's very basic. This would just be more information about the rides themselves. But here we have select your ride, and then they can just toggle to whichever one that they wanted to order. And then they put in their information, full name, email address, phone number, their billing address. And then they go to the next step. If they don't, it lights up like this, but they go to the next step and it'll actually take all their information. So now one of the things we can do here when we edit it again is this picture looks pretty bland. So one of the cool things we can do is we've got settings up here. We've got themes we can pick. Like if you wanted to go in here and put a border around it, you can select border. Puts kind of a border around it. What else we have? Let's say we want to do something like that. That puts a frame around it. But because it's white on white, that really doesn't show up. So let's scroll down. Ooh, look at that! You can actually make it round, kind of get an artsy kind of a window kind of view to it. I might even leave that. That's kind of cool. Let's put in maybe a little more text. Register today. Ride is limited to 200 riders. And again, you can see, you just tighten it up. make this a little bit bigger. Instead of that faded black, I like to use an all black. We can actually bold that if we want, make it italicized. And again, we would just be putting in basic information about the ride. I'm not going to take the time to do that because this is more about the functionality. But you can see how easy it is, that it's taken me probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 minutes to build out a page where we can actually take credit cards and we've put in the information about the products that we actually want to sell. So again, what I'm going to do, just because I like to make these things look good, is I like to tighten them up a bit. Save it one more time. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to show you guys what it'll actually look like on a Firefox web page, but it's not updating quick enough. So anyway, like I said, that's how we build out the form. Products are over here. We've got the products in, so pretty much everything that we need is done. So now, what happens when somebody comes in and actually makes a purchase? So now what we can do is we can go over to automation, and we've got some triggered events that are built into ClickFunnels, which is actually one of the cool things to do. Is obviously when somebody makes a purchase, we actually want to be notified that somebody has made a purchase. So what we can do is we can click new action, and we can put in here purchase, condition, everyone. And then what we can do is we can send an email notification, and then wherever that email is going to go, in our case, it would be Business Fuel. And we would select that. And then if we refresh the page, nope, I actually set that up wrong. So it's not everyone, it's purchase. So we're going to update the action. So now we moved it from the wrong category down to somebody's actually purchased a product. We'll actually get an email notification that a purchase has been made. Now, let's say that somebody came through and started to fill out information, but didn't actually purchase. So maybe what they did is they abandoned the purchase. So what we can do is we can select saw page, but didn't purchase. And of course, then what we can do is we can add them to a list, or we can add a tag. We can actually add them to a list, and we would actually put together a special email list and create a list of people that went through the registration, got through to purchase the product, but actually didn't. So then what we can do is we can put them on a list where that we can put in a funnel so that they can get a series of emails to complete the process so we don't lose those sales. One of the other things that we can also do there is, again, let's put up here, abandoned purchase, stop page. We already added them to the list, but now maybe what we want to do is we want to add a tag, something like interested, but didn't purchase. So we can actually identify those people on the list, and by the different tags that we put on, we can actually set up different emails that these people will get. So that's one of the really cool features about ClickFunnels that's built in to it, so that we don't lose anybody that has started to fill out the information, but then didn't make a purchase. So instead of having to follow up with them personally, we can actually put them into an email campaign and actually increase our conversions because we're following up automatically. So again, that's something that I wanted to show everybody, because in all the different trainings I've seen from a lot of different gurus, including Russell, is they'll show you how to build the page, but then they don't show you the things that ClickFunnels will do in the background. And I think that's just as important, is to be able to see the automation that's actually in the background of ClickFunnels. So that's it. Again, I built out the registration page. From this point forward, it would just be a matter of putting in information. But in this training, I just wanted to show you how easy it was to actually put in the place where people are able to select the product that they want to buy and put in their credit card information. And then, of course, you can actually see how we put in the products, and then how we get notified of a purchase. Those people can get put on a email list to go through an onboarding email process. Or if somebody comes in and fills out the information but then doesn't complete the order process, they can actually go into a separate list with a separate set of emails to get as many conversions as possible. So again, that's the training for tonight. What I'd like you to do, if you want to get this funnel, all you got to do is go in here to the student asset section, where this funnel, you'll be able to just click on this funnel and be able to get the funnel. And then once you click on that link, it'll take you to this page here. Create your account. It's free. Just email, password, and then it'll take you in here, and it'll actually show you the funnel that we're creating here, which of course you can just click on this. Something else that I've done is I've actually put in some other funnels that I've built in here. This is an entire funnel system for building an email list. And if you want to, you can actually set this up and you can sell this yourself for $49, $149, whatever price you want. If you're an affiliate marketer, or if you're a network marketer, I've put in here a bridge funnel. Bridge funnels are really good to use when you want to get people to buy a product from you, but you don't actually control the product and you don't control the funnel. So if you were doing some sort of affiliate marketing for someone, or if you had a product you were representing in network marketing, obviously, if you drive all the traffic to that company, if they don't buy, then one, you can't follow up with them. And then two, if they do buy, then you don't have any control over that customer to sell them other things that they may need in the future. So what you want to do is create a bridge funnel. So you drive traffic to your bridge. They see, say, a video or some information you want to give them. They put in their email address. They click OK, and then it takes them to that affiliate offer, or it takes them to the network marketing offer. So that's another funnel that I've used in the past to build big lists of people for different products that I've represented that I didn't actually own. So I thought that everybody would find that useful, because that's one of the more popular funnels that I use. So hopefully this training was helpful. Go ahead. Again, everything I'm doing here is going to be absolutely 100% free. Everything I'm building. The only thing is you need to have a ClickFunnels account. If you don't have one, just go ahead and click it here, and you get a 14-day free trial. And then you can click on these links, and you can actually import them, get them all set up in about 5 minutes, and you can be off and running and making money with these things in the 14 days that are free, which is actually how I got started. So again, hopefully this has been helpful. And if anybody wants to see this, we're going to go ahead and this is being recorded. So we'll have the replay up tomorrow. So look for the email. So again, hopefully you got a lot of information out of this, and we'll see you next week.